Okay, so now we're done with logo placement. Let's go back to forms.
Okay.
Now, forms, do you know what it's referring to when it says forms?
No.
So a form is like a general term on a website where it collects information, then you hit a submit button.
Okay.
Right? And then it does something with that information. The way I've set these forms up is they're kind of contact us forms. So what happens is there's these parameters you give it. You can, essentially you're creating a contact us page each time you create a new form.
Okay.
So now there's all these parameters that each of them have. There's the ID. That's just a number for the database to track it and for us to track it.
Okay.
So you just need to pay attention. Like that first one is 1, and the database will assign it that number, and it will never assign the same number twice. So if
Okay.
you delete 1, you'll never get 1 back.
Okay.
Now there's the to email. What happens is when people submit the form, that's where their information that they filled out is going to be emailed to. So
Okay.
it's going to show up to, in this case, Shane Peterson at MohicanWebware.com. It's going to show up to me, and it's going to give me their information.
Okay.
From is where the email says it's coming from. Right? If you've ever seen a spam mail that says it's coming from your friend George, and really it came from someone in India, then this is using that same tactic, but it doesn't show up as spam if it's yourself. Typically, that's how a lot of them get through the spam filter, or if it came from your own server. That's why we've got to make sure we set up in company info your server and not my server.
Okay.
And if you leave that blank, it'll ask the user for their email address. And if they leave it blank, then it will use your to email. So if you want it to look like it came from them, then you just leave that blank and it'll ask them for their email address. It'll be that easy. No.
Is that what you suggest?
That's typically what I would do. Yeah.
Okay.
Just leave from email blank.
Okay.
But it's just in case you want to specify it, I put it in there.
Okay.
Now the next thing is form name. So this is the text that shows up at the top of the form that says, you know, hey, fill out this information to have us contact you. Or we need this information. Oh, pardon me. We need this information in order to give you a consultation. Something like that, right?
Okay.
Then success message, the next one down, is kind of along the same lines. Once they submit that form, it's going to load the same page again, except it's going to have that text on it in red.
Okay.
And it's going to say, thanks, we'll be contacting you shortly.
Right. Okay.
Okay, does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Now, associated page and inputs are kind of a shifting of gears. Associated page, you can leave that blank if you want, or if you hit that drop-down menu, you can actually see a link to all of your pages. Now there's home, portfolio, products. Form is the page that generates all these forms. So if for some reason you wanted to put a contact us form on that showed up on all contact us forms, then that's what you would do. It's kind of a weird concept to try to do, but in case you did,
Okay.
I don't know why anybody would want to, but you have the power in case you want to.
Okay.
Payment result, and payment save. Those are all if you're receiving online payments, so I'll delete those when I update your company info.
Okay.
Now, some people will have those, and you can assign to those pages as well.
Okay.
So say, you know, payment result. If you had problems or if you didn't get the results you wanted, fill this out and we'll contact you.
Right.
That sort of thing.
Okay.
Right? So then, and if you don't want it to show up on the sidebar of any page, then just leave it blank. So let's go over to our other window to see where this form ID number 1 is going to show up.
Okay.
So if you click on Contact Us, this is a normal form, right? For
Okay.
for a free personal consultation, fill out the information below. First name, last name, phone number, message, submit. That easy, right?
Okay.
Let's go to, I think it was associated to the products page. Oh, shoot. I didn't even think about that. You don't have a side menu, which is where it would show up.
Oh.
So let's go over to my website. I'll show you where it shows up on mine. And then you can let me know if you want me to insert it somewhere on your pages or if you don't even care for the option.
Just so that it's always showing up.
What happens is it'll show up on your side menu here. So see my side menu with internal links, external links, and it's blank down here. I don't know if it's my products page or my portfolio page. There it is, my products page. So it says request more information. It looks like another menu item, but it's actually the form. So it shows up on the side of the page. I had a client who wanted this to show up on the page that he had some information. So that's how we put it together.
Okay, so you can have it just show up when they're on my products?
Yeah.
Or can you have,
So if you notice, so this says request more information, asks for those 5 things, right? Email address, name, phone number, company name, current website. If we click on contact us, oh, it's actually different. I thought it was going to be identical. I thought I only had one. Guess I have 2. But now on contact us, it would be like a repeat of this.
Okay.
So you can have them all be their own standalone page, and that's what they will be.
Okay.
But you can also add it to the side menu somewhere if you wanted.
Okay.
If you want me to, I can add somewhere into your website for you to be able to add that feature. But if you don't think you're going to have a need for it, if you just have a contact us link across the top or within pages, for more information on garages, click here.
Right.
Then you could click over to the next page. They fill it out and hit submit.
Okay.
You can think about it and decide.
Isn't it with A and B design?
Oh, I'm going to have to cover that too.
So your site has no place default for that. And if you decide, you can think about it and play around with it and let me know in the next couple weeks if you do have a need or want me to insert it on a page. But otherwise, if a contact us form like this page right here is enough for you, then
I don't know. I don't know.
As we play around with it, you can maybe get a feel for what it does for you
Okay.
and if you want it.
Okay.
So let's go back to our admin menu. Now the next thing, so that's the associated page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the next thing is inputs. These are what you're gonna ask for, right?
Okay.
Now you could put email in there, but if you leave the from email blank, it's gonna put that in there anyway. So it'll look like it's in there twice.
Okay.
So you just gotta be careful not to do both.
Okay.
Right? It might look silly.
Right.
Now, I originally required that you put underscores in there, and then I changed it later. I decided it doesn't matter if there's spaces, so you can put spaces, and exactly how you type it there is exactly how it'll show up on your site,
Okay.
with the exception of underscores will be replaced with spaces.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there's a couple of keywords to look that my system looks for in formatting. If you notice, the phone number had 3 separate boxes, and the message had a big message box. So down here at the very bottom of the page, I explain what these keywords are. So if the word phone shows up in the name of an input, it'll format it like a phone number.
Okay.
So then the next one is message. If the word message shows up in the input name, then it'll show up as a message box.
Okay.
So for instance, you may not want to put message, but you could put something like personal message or personal instruction message or something like that. It'll automatically format it like that.
Okay.
And then the third one is subject. If you name one of those subject, it'll become the subject line of the email. If you don't specify, then it will be the form name.
Okay.
Okay? And then the last line of the keyword says if you leave the from email empty, then it'll ask them for their email.